Hi everyone, I'm Whitney and this is Come Home for Comfort. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to catch you up on some stuff that's going on in my life. I hesitated to film this because I kind of thought nobody actually probably really wants to hear me talk about what I'm doing and all that that's not really related to my channel, but actually it kind of is, and I was inspired by Shelly from Shelly's Home Life. I love her channel and she's had some life changes and I just loved hearing her video and how she's transitioning, and it just really inspired me and encouraged me in my journey, so I want to do the same for you. So that's why I'm going to catch you up on what's going on behind the scenes here at Come Home for Comfort and in my life. So let's get right into it. So I think it's really interesting that recently, especially here on YouTube, I've been talking a lot about how to prioritize your home life and how important it is to arrange your schedule and your day so that your home life is your main priority, so that you can take care of your home and you be a good homemaker. And since I put that video up, even just the first one, I had so many challenges and times where I had to really stop and think about what I was doing, or give somebody a no that I didn't really want to give them. All the things I talked about in that series, I've had to live and practice what I preach. So it's not just talk. I really do have to make those hard choices to keep my home life my first priority. So I have been working outside the home since I graduated from college. I've never been a stay-at-home wife. I've always worked at least part-time and often full-time as well. And so most recently I've been working as an accounting assistant for a Christian radio station, and it was a great job. It was part-time. I had Mondays off. I could really come and go as I pleased, and I had been there long enough that it was really easy. I knew everything. I didn't even have to think while I was working. You know what I mean? Where you've been somewhere a long time and things just come so naturally. It was really great. And I was really hoping and kind of planning just to kind of phase out of working outside the home from that job, and just kind of over the years or months or whatever leading up, just kind of phase out, and that would be my last job that I would do before I would go home full time. Well, the Lord had other plans, and as I've been in my personal life and my prayer time, I have been praying that God would help me to be obedient in whatever He brought into my life. And I really didn't know what that meant. I thought I knew what I was praying for, and it was something totally different. But as I was praying that, He brought an opportunity across my path that I really wasn't seeking, and it was for a job in a church setting. So I applied for the position. I really felt like that was the right thing to do. I interviewed, and they offered me the job, and so I accepted it. I really felt like there was no question in my mind. This was what God was asking me to do with my life. So just because I want to be professional, and also to protect a little bit of my privacy, because this is the internet, you guys are fine, but you never know who might be looking at this video. I don't know. I'm just not going to tell you the name of the church where I'm working, but it is very similar to the church that my husband and I are members of. It's associated with that church, so it's very similar. So I'm the office administrator. Basically, I'm providing support for the pastors, all the staff, as well as the church members. I'm very involved with the day-to-day operations of the church. So this job is much more demanding than my other job, where the job I was doing previously was super easy and I could come and go as I please. Now I have set hours and I'm responsible to and for lots more things, different areas, and it's definitely takes a lot more of my energy. It's wonderful. It's been a blessing, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and I'm very excited about it. But it's also scary, right? Change is scary, especially when you become comfortable in your routine. I've been working at my last job long enough that I had my weekly schedule just so ironed out. My home was in such good order. I had everything organized, and I was able to stay on top of things easily, and I had free time, and it was just so easy. And I really felt like the Lord was asking me to just depend on Him and to have to really rely on His strength and His grace in this change, because it has not been easy. So along with this new job, because I am working a few more hours than before, it's still part-time. I'm not working a full-time job. So some of you might think like, oh, come on, Whitney, it's really not that big of a deal. Why are you even talking about this? But it was a change for me. I'm working more hours, and I'm working on Monday hours. Before I had Mondays off. I've had that schedule for years now. I have to work on Monday. So I've had to change the day that I do my grocery shopping, how I menu plan. I've had to change the days that I do most of my housekeeping, because I did a lot of that on Mondays when I was off. I've had to change my morning routine. I have to be out the door a little bit earlier. So I'm going to talk about that on my blog this week. There'll be a post with my new weekly routine that I do each morning. Just the morning routine will be on my blog. If you want to see that in detail, you can check out that post. I'll link it down here once the post is live. So I followed the same formula that I gave. I made a video several years ago about how to create a summer routine, and I followed those same steps. So I'll link that for you up here if you want to go watch that video and see exactly how I did that. But I just really used my planner, and I laid out each one chore for every day and kind of worked through that to see how my days were going. And of course, it's still a work in progress. I've only been there a couple weeks, so my new schedule is still evolving, but I'm feeling good about what I'm able to get done. And one of my greatest fears in this new position was that I would lose control of what I have done here in my home, that my house would be out of control and I wouldn't have time to do my all my chores and that kind of thing, which is ridiculous. Because I already have good routines in place, adding something in, making a change is a lot easier because I have those routines. So if you are looking at something different, something new, take comfort in the fact if you already have good routines in place, that will make it a lot easier when you add, or if you're adding a child to your family or something like that, having those routines will really save you. Even though those first initial few weeks or months might be difficult, in the long run, having routines and order already in place makes a huge difference. So I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to tell you about my new job. If you have questions about it, you can leave them down below. I'll be glad to address them in another video or in Instagram stories if you're interested. I'm going to try to give you some peeks on Instagram stories of ways that I am making life easier, making it easier for me to keep on top of my household chores now that I'm a little bit busier during the days. So definitely follow me there on Instagram at Home for Comfort if you want to keep up with that. So one of the things that I talked about in one of my videos about making home life your first priority was how your whole family has to be on board. If you're going to be doing more outside the home, you can't do everything. It's going to be some kind of give and take. And so before I began this new job, I sat down with my husband and talked about a few things that he could do to help me. And of course, he was very agreeable. He's super agreeable always, and was really happy to pitch in and adjust some things so that the house would still stay in order. So I really appreciate his willingness to help me out, and he's so supportive of anything that I feel is the right thing to do. So I'm very thankful for that. It makes it a lot easier when your family is on board with what you're doing. Something else about this new job that I want to share with you, kind of as a from my heart sort of thing. I have applied for this kind of job several times over the last 7-8 years, and I've never been offered any more than a first interview. And I was always so confused. I felt like my skill set really met this kind of job position, working in church ministry, my background, but it just never worked out. And now, being on this side of it, I can see that the things that I've gone through in my life, the trials, the hard things that God has brought across my path, the things that he has taught me, and the changes that he has made in my life and my character have been shaping me to be able to be the kind of person that can do this job now. Sometimes doing a job, having a career or a ministry or holding a position is not just about the technical skills, but it's about your character and the kind of person you are and the experiences that you've had and the way that you're able to connect with people and minister to them. And those kind of character traits are not always natural. Sometimes they come through hard times and through trials. So I want to remind you again that God does not waste our suffering. And if you are going through a hard time right now, I want to encourage you to open your heart and your arms to the Lord and allow him to work in your life and to create someone in your character that can turn around at the end of this trial, or when you come through and you begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel, you can see the ways that you'll be able to serve others better, to serve the Lord, to serve your family, whatever it is, wherever God's placed you. He does not waste our suffering, and he can use that, the refining that he does in our life through trials to make us the kind of person that he needs to use us in another situation. So take hope if you are suffering right now, because we all suffer at different times in our lives. Nobody is exempt from suffering. So wherever you are, God has not forgotten you, and God does not waste our suffering. All right, this is a super random video because I also have a couple beauty products I want to share with you. I have just been trying some new things and I really like them. This is the Aussie Clean Texture Dry Shampoo. I use dry shampoo. It matches my shirt. How cute. I'd use this as a texturizing spray. I don't do second day hair. I can't. My hair just doesn't work like that. But I use this as a texture spray. So after I have blow dried my hair, I put this in at my roots and work it in and then comb it through, and it gives my hair a little bit of grit because I have really, really fine hair. So if you have fine hair that doesn't really want to hold a tease or hold a style, try putting a little bit of this clean texture dry shampoo. It works great. I get it at Target. The other thing I've been using is this L'Oreal Boost It Volume Inject Mousse. I use this, of course, before I blow dry my hair every day. And what I do, if you don't watch Kate from the Small Things vlog, I really like her YouTube tutorials. And she did one recently on blow drying your hair. And she talked about how to use mousse where you lift your hair up and put the mousse in at your roots and work it in. Don't put the mousse on the outside of your hair. Put it underneath and really work it in. And you can feel it. At least I can. I can feel it lifting my hair even before I've even blow dried it. So make sure you put your mousse under your hair and not on top, because then it'll just weigh it down, especially if you have fine hair like I do. So these two things I get at Target, and I'm loving them. I do have a beauty product fail that I want to share with you and also ask for your input. So for my birthday, I went to Ulta and I got this little travel size. It was a free sample, of course, for your birthday. You know, you can sign up and get free things on your birthday. This was the It Superhero Mascara, the little travel size. I loved this. I used it from September all the way through February, I want to say, at least, and it lasted me. It was great every day. So during their 21 days of beauty sale, I grabbed this full size of the mascara. So it was $11 after the sale. And I mean, this is a really good size. Here's the travel size and here's the big size. I wouldn't pay $22 for this, but $11, even that's a splurge, but I felt like it was okay because I really liked this and it lasted me so long. But here's the thing, when you, or at least when I open this, it is so clumpy. I don't know if you can tell on the brush, you can't really see as well. It is so clumpy. I'll take it out and like wipe it off like this before I put it. You can see how it's all clumpy around the edges. See that? I have to wipe it off, and then I put my mascara on, and then I have to take my old mascara wand and kind of like rake through the clumps because it's so clumpy. So do y'all have this problem with this mascara? I'm so disappointed because I absolutely love this one. But is it just a large size issue? Should I just always buy the travel size? If anybody has any input, I would love to hear. So that's my fail. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day whenever it is that you watch this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!